Welcome back, boys and girls. By now, you guys probably know that Thompson Center Compass is one of my favorite rifles to shoot. I own a lot of rifles, but I really enjoy shooting this rifle, even though it's kind of ugly. I did upgrade the trigger spring, so the trigger is really nice. And I did put a barrel stabilizer on it. But even without the barrel stabilizer, this rifle is shooting very accurate. And I was kind of looking into ways to enjoy my rifle more. And I came across a muzzle brake, aftermarket muzzle brake for $16.99. And I decided to take my chance because there are a couple of reasons why I like to use muzzle brake. Is that when I shoot a deer with muzzle brake, the sound doesn't travel one direction. It kind of spreads out, so they don't really know where the sound is coming from. And where I hunt in Virginia, this also reduces the noise because it's not going to one direction. So that helps a lot. And as all of you guys know, the rifle kicks less, so I could see exactly how the deer reacts to my shot. So those are the reasons why I like to use muzzle brake. But all the muzzle brake, the rifles that I have the muzzle brake on, I did not buy it aftermarket. They all came with the rifle, like a Christensen Mesa and Savage Long Range Hunter. This is my Christensen Mesa. It's a beautiful rifle. It shoots beautifully. And you could see the muzzle brake came with the rifle. And this is my Savage, also in 7 mag. This also came with the muzzle brake. And what's good about this one is you could turn it on and off. So you could have it on and off for whenever you want it. Last time I did a review on my Savage Long Range Hunter, I tried 3-shot groups with my muzzle brake on and off, and it did not change the point of impact, and it grouped just about the same. I think it was about 3/4 of an inch, and I knocked the shot better. It was probably me pulling just a little bit on the 30 shots. But anyway, this did a fantastic job. Yes, I got my aftermarket muzzle brake for the Thompson Center Compass. It didn't come in any fancy package. It just came in this plastic bag that says 6.5C. I just hope the threads here will fit my Thompson Center Compass. So it actually looks pretty good. And it's not really heavy, but it's not light either. It's pretty hefty. And it came with a washer. And it weighs about 3.5 ounce. So let's see if it will fit. I really do hope this thing will fit my rifle. Wow, they actually fit pretty well. I mean, it seems like it was made for this rifle. It fits really nice and tight. And this is what it looks like. It makes rifle looks pretty good. Now, only thing that I'm a little concerned is that because the muzzle brake was added after the rifle was manufactured, that might change the dynamic of the barrel vibration, causing to maybe have a different grouping or different point of impact. And I just hope this won't get a horrible grouping because I'm kind of looking forward to it. But we'll see. So let's compare the expensive muzzle brake versus cheap muzzle brake. Okay, this is without the muzzle brake. Right up a target. Puts in the bullseye. It practically into the same hole. Alright, here goes the third shot with the muzzle brake off. That's definitely probably a little bit, probably 3/4 of an inch. Okay, there's 100 yards without the muzzle brake two shot went to the same hole. I know I put a little bit, but hey, I'm gonna just show it to you as it is. So even with that, we're looking at 3/4 of an inch, which is really good. At least it is for me. Now let's try with the aftermarket muzzle brake and see how she groups. Okay, I have installed the aftermarket muzzle brake on my Thompson Center Compass. First shot with the muzzle brake on at 100 yards. I don't know if you could see the difference. See if you could see the difference of how much my rifle jumps actually. All right, left upper target at 100 yards. Wow, hardly no jump, flat, just pulls back a little bit. But it did change the point of impact. Let's see how it does on the second shot. Second shot at 100 yards with the muzzle brake on. I want you to see if you can see the difference of how much the rifle jumps. I could feel the big difference. I don't know if you could see it, but big difference. Feeling it. There we go. Oh yeah, real soft shooting. Oh, that's actually pretty tight. That's probably about just a half inch. 2 shots so far. All right, third shot with the muzzle brake on. Let's see how she groups. Huh. Actually not bad. A little bit over an inch. Let's go check it out. All right, 100 yards. That was without the muzzle brake. And this right here is with the muzzle brake. Let's measure what the group is. It is 1 1/4. 1 1/4. So as you can see, the point of impact has changed because it disturbed the dynamic of the barrel, and the group did widen up a little bit. So I love how soft shooting it is, but for now I'm gonna stay with that because with that I was able to hit an barrel at 100 yards. Real soft shooting. Honestly, I was a little nervous, well, more than a little nervous to shoot $17 muzzle brake out of my barrel because I wasn't sure if the hole was lined up perfectly when my bullet might hit the muzzle brake and break my gun, or worse, I could get hurt. But I have to tell you, I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised how it performed. The gripping was exceptional. Recoil reduction was great. I could see every shot that I was making. And I have to tell you, for now, I'm gonna put this away. I'm not giving it up. Only reason I'm putting it away right now is because I have my Thompson Center Compass set where I could shoot out to 500 yards on a metal plate, and I don't want to mess with it. But in the future, if I decide to go with a muzzle brake, I will always have these in my case ready to go. So I tell you, I'm very surprised with the $17 muzzle brake. For the more expensive muzzle brakes, I had this rifle, Savage rifle, for more than 15 years, and I shot a lot of ammunition out of this. The metal looks the same, the coloration didn't change, and even with Christensen Mesa, this is zero coated. I shot quite a lot, not much as this one, but everything looks the same. And this one here, you could see some rough finish, and you could see some change coloration already. So as for the long run, I'm not sure how well this is gonna hold up, but only time can tell. But for $17, I'm not complaining. And another thing is that with these two muzzle brake, when I fire from a prone position, they kick up dust into the to your view, so you kind of lose the view for a minute. And because it's got the holes completely around the whole barrel, 360 degree. Now this one here doesn't have any hole in the bottom, So when I fire from the prone position, this did not kick up and it does. So that's a plus. And lastly, like always, thank God for what you have. Enjoy your life with what you got. But mostly remember, they say you get what you pay for, but maybe we're just paying more than we should. See ya.